Welcome to another episode of Soul Deep Conversations with your host, with the spiritual most, Marty Thompson. Today, the topic of choice is change makes change. Okay? Change makes change. But this is Soul Deep Conversation, so we change your lives and we help people change their lives from the inside out. Most people are trying to do it externally instead of internally. So what I'm here to tell you and encourage you to do is, in order to change, first, it starts in your brain. That rhymes. In order to change, it starts in your brain. You know, a lot of times we're looking for things to change without changing. So let's bring up some different topics. Let's say, exercise, right? You want to, okay, great example. It's the new year, right? People have New Year resolutions. I used to actually work at a fitness center. I think I worked 5 years in a fitness center. I believe it was about 5 years I did. So in the gym, I used to see people come in, and I was the guy at the counter to give you a towel, if you wanted a workout belt, if you wanted the racquetball, the tennis balls, or you wanted to reserve the tennis courts or whatever it was, this is what I provided for people, right? And I actually, log people into the system and things like that. But to make a long story short, I noticed the difference between people who were actually serious about change and people who follow trends. So people have these New Year's resolutions where they're talking about, oh, I'm going to do this. This is my New Year's resolution. And this is my New Year's resolution. And that is my New Year's resolution. That's all fine and dandy, and that's great to follow trends, but keep it classic. And remember, change makes change. So you want to look at the long haul. Okay? It's not just about, going to the gym in January 1st in the first 10 days or the first 3 months. Some people will go really strong for 3 months, but then they will fall by the wayside come March, April, May. Okay? What I noticed was the people who were more consistent about change, they were more consistent about change. So I saw those people in October, November, and also January, February, March, April, May, and so forth and so on. But in their mindset, it was something that they were doing differently that kept them consistently at change. In order to change, first you must change. And you can't change your body in one day, but you can change your mind in 1 second. Okay? This is Soul Deep Conversations. We're going from the inside out to change our world. We're changing our outer worlds from the inside. This is something totally different, something innovative, something unique. These are principles and precepts that work. These are universal laws. You don't have to take it from me. I've done it before. I've did it. So change your mindset. If you want to exercise, start with 10 push-ups in the house at night. That's a starter, right? Start small. Don't despise small beginnings. Okay? Hey, you want to change your relationship? Start coming home at a different time. Instead of buying her flowers, buy her a card. Instead of cooking steak, cook some chicken, cook some tacos. You have to practice change in little areas, and they will evolve, and they will grow in the bigger areas. Okay? Hey, man. I know what I'm talking about, man. Now, I don't know everything, but I know a little bit about everything. I know a little bit about a lot of things, but I may not know a whole lot about everything. So change makes change, man. It's impossible to do this. It's impossible, or rather it's insane to do the same things and expect different results. Change the direction you drive to work. If there's 3 or 4 different ways, and Waze is actually an app too, I heard. You can use maps, Google Maps, use Waze. Do it. Change your route that you go to work. Change the soap that you use when you wash up. Just get used to change. And then that will help you get used to change. You have to do something different in the universe to get something different in the universe. Okay? I talk it, I live it, man. I live this. And I'm not saying I'm some millionaire, billionaire guy that's totally, but what I'm telling you is I've made a lot of small changes that created a lot of medium-sized changes that created a lot of big changes. And if I could do it, an African-American man living in America, why can't you? Anybody could do this. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I come from humble beginnings, man. Humble beginnings, but I'm changing my life from the inside out. Soul Deep Conversations with your host, with the spiritual most, Marty Thompson. Change makes change. You having a problem with your computer? Shut it down. Hold the power button down for about 10 to 15 seconds. Once it shuts off, you power it back on. If the problem is still happening, right, that's a hard shutdown. Then you hit Control-Alt-Delete and you do a restart. But Marty, that's the same thing. You just did it in a different way. But I changed. And a lot of times people that did a shutdown didn't fix the problem. But when they did a restart, it fixed the problem. Okay, well, Marty, I did a shutdown and that didn't fix the problem when I logged back into my computer. So I did the restart. That didn't change the problem when I logged back into my computer. Okay, we'll do this. Flip the laptop over, unscrew all 8 of the screws, disconnect the battery, and reconnect it. Reseat the hard drive, take the hard drive out and put the hard drive back in. Screw the 8 screws back on after you get the cover on. And then restart it again. Well, wow, I did that and it fixed my problem. What happened? Change. Change made change. This is relatable to anything. Relationships, laptops, you name it. Whatever you want to change. You just have to get used to change. You can do it. I can do it. We can do it. We're unstoppable and we can change our lives from the inside out. Life is to be lived. Life is to thrive. Change your life, man. Change your conversation. Change the words that you use. Change the people you hang around. You might be hanging around some people you need to stop hanging around, buddy. You might need to change the television programs that you're watching. If you always wear the same tie, change your tie. Get a bow tie. Excuse me. Well, I got plenty of ties and I got plenty of bow ties. Put a tie pin in. Change. I tried the tie pin. Put a tie clip on. Change. Change, brother. Change, sister. Change, people. Will make change. Whatever department, whatever area of your focus, whatever you're focusing on changing, you just make a change. You don't like your vehicle? Tell your vehicle you like it. What? That's crazy. Why would I talk to my vehicle? That's totally insane. I'm not doing anything like that. Well, you want crazy results, sometimes you got to do a crazy change. You want a mediocre result, then do a mediocre. You get what you put into it. It's the universal laws, right? You put in a lot, you get back a lot. You put in a lot of love, you get back a lot of love. You put in a lot of backbiting, a lot of hating, a lot of contentiousness, a lot of, gossip, and that's what you'll get back. You want a better environment, you have to give a better environment. I wanted the morale to change at my job. And I realized that blaming your superiors, blaming the people you work with, or blaming everybody or situations and circumstances wasn't going to change the problem. So you know what I did? I changed. I started speaking to everybody when I came in. Even those that didn't speak back to me, I changed. I came in with a different spirit. I changed and my environment started to change. I bought 9, I think, or 11 flower vases. And I put flowers in all of them to improve the morale. I started buying baked goods and things. I didn't wait for management to do that. I took it out of my own pay. And to be honest with you, in my department, I think I was making less than everybody else there. So if anybody should have been investing their own personal finances, it should have been maybe management, my lead, my director, my PM, somebody like that, right? But nope, it's the little guy, me. I'ma do it. I made the change. I made the change that I wanted. I created it. And you can change your situation, but you have to change. Stop blaming people. Stop looking at other people. Stop complaining about what they're doing. Stop looking at other people. Look in the mirror and look at yourself. If you don't have a mirror, look at the reflection off the glass, okay? You'll see your face somewhere in there. And talk to yourself and tell yourself, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to change today. I'm going to change my mindset. Well, Marty, I don't have the finances, but you got a brain. But Marty, I don't have a car. I don't have a car. You don't need a car. You need is transportation. There's a subway system and there's a bus. Change. But Marty, it's easy for you to say, you know, it wasn't easy. Look, it wasn't easy for me. It's just as much hard for me as it was for you. The only thing that makes it harder for you is your mindset. You're telling yourself you can't change. You're telling yourself it's too hard. You're telling yourself that you can't change, and you can change. And as soon as you change your tongue, as soon as you tell yourself, I can do it. I can make an impact at my job. I can change this place. Single-handedly, I can do it. I can speak to that person that doesn't speak to me anymore. I can go a different way or a different route to work. I knew a gentleman, his credit wasn't too good, and he wanted to get a vehicle, and he said, you know, his credit was too bad. I said, watch what you say, brother. I know you were trying to convey to me what's going on in your life, but there's power, life, and death in the tongue, and you will, and you can get the vehicle that you want, and your credit does not stop or determine what you will do. If you change your mindset, guess what? He has that vehicle that he wanted. He got out of a bad loan that he wanted to get out of, that he thought that he couldn't get out of. Because I helped the brother change his mindset, which from the inside out, he changed his circumstances, he changed his life. This is another episode of Soul Deep Conversations with your host with the spiritual most, Marty Thompson. Change makes change. Go out here and change your life. Don't wait for nobody. God is waiting on you. Oh, I'm praying for it. God is waiting on you. He's sitting on the throne like, okay, God, I pray for change. God will say, okay, you have it. What do you mean, God? What do you mean I have change? I want you to change it for me. And God said, I did. So when is it going to happen, God? When you go and you move your feet, and you go and you move your hands, and you go and you move your tongue, and you go and you move your mindset, and you change your brain, with time, you're going to see. As you evolve inside, you're going to see your situations evolve. You're going to see your situations, your circumstances change for you. I live it, brother and sister. I live this. I do this. I live this life. I talk what I preach. It's coming from a real place. Okay? I love y'all. Soul Deep Conversations with your host with the spiritual most, Marty Thompson. Go and change your life, change your environment, change your circumstances. Change makes change. You put change into the universe has to give it back to you. Don't trip off the process. Don't worry about the process. It may take some time. But don't think it's going to take too long either, because the way the universe works, you could possibly get it in one day. You could possibly get it in 1 second, 1 hour, just like that. Love y'all. Have a good one. Soul Deep Conversations. Host with the spiritual most, Marty Thompson. We're out. Bye.